guys, I'm Odoamne, and the champion I'd like to talk about today is Kled. So Kled is a top lane bruiser that has a pretty unique playstyle. He has really small windows where the opponents can actually kill you, and if they don't, then they will pretty much lose the trade or even the lane from that because you will remount. So yeah, for early game I would just say try to experiment and play as aggressive as you can to kind of find the sweet spot of how aggressive can you play, and just try to keep a balance between when you can dismount and mount back up, because dismounting and sometimes is really good. Say you're playing Kled against Jarvan and he uses his EQ, like his full combo, to dismount you, and then all his abilities are on cooldown and all you have to do is just mount back up again. In the mid game, you usually want to be on the side lane, just creating as much pressure as you can. You can also ask for jungle assistance because your ulti is such a good tool to just gank with. But you should have a pretty easy time, I think, getting a side lane push off. And your roams are pretty good because if you stay hidden in the fog of war and you always pressure to ulti mid lane, then your mid laner can play much more aggressive. And if the enemy mid laner doesn't respect your pressure, then you can just ulti to mid and kill someone. When you play against something like Renekton, even if, say, he manages to dismount you, your HP at that point is like 1,500. So even if he tries to like fight you after that, all you still need is still like 4 autos and 2 Qs to mount back up again. So he cannot win side lane against you. So don't be scared if you dismount. All you have to do is just mount back up again and you're gonna be full HP again. So your passive is a really good tool for 1v1ing. What you want to do in the late game is pretty much the same as in the mid game. You want to just shove your lane and try to roam. The best items you should build are, you should probably start with Doran's Shield or Doran's Blade if it's a good mashup, but I would just recommend Doran's Shield against most of the matchups. What you want to build towards is a Tiamat as your first item, as your first core item, that this gives you like easier push. And as the game goes on, I would suggest building Black Cleaver, upgrading to either Titanic Hydra or Ravenous Hydra, but I personally prefer Titanic Hydra. Third item, you can either go for Guardian Angel or Sterak's Gauge, both are good. The fourth item should be again Guardian Angel, Sterak Gauge. And fifth item, I could say you can even go like a Last Whisper item, something for like Armor Pen would be really good, or Death Dance. All of these are good. If you're playing against a tank, Kled is really good because tanks usually have like a short burst against you, but if you extend the trade past his short burst, then you should be able to win the trade. There are some matchups that are pretty difficult, like Renekton is difficult and Rumble is difficult. In these matchups, you just need to try to play around enemy cooldowns because both of these champions, they rely heavily on their cooldowns to be able to beat you. One good combo is you just E, and as you're charging in, you will Q and use your W as well if your W is not on cooldown. This pretty much guarantees that your Q will be a full hit, and your second part of E allows you to just gap close if they dash away or something. I think Kled is a really unique champion. He has a really high skill cap and a really low skill ceiling, meaning that it's really hard to play, but a good Kled can be really, really good. He's really annoying to play against, and I think he's pretty solid if you play against an experienced Kled player. Also, I'm a coach at Gamersensei, so if any of you want to book a lesson, head on to gamersensei.com and I'll be up for scheduling.